GamerCast Network.
Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode number 80 for Sunday, March 9th, 2008. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, when I say your name, tell me the character you worked the longest on in a video game. Joining us this evening is Ivan.
I wish I could say it was one of my Diablo characters, but these guys ruined Diablo 2 for me. And
actually, let's rephrase it. Chris and Bob ruined it. I tried to keep it fun for you.
You did, and I thank you for that. But I'm going to have to go with my Oblivion guy, who I spent way too many hours playing.
250.
What was he, by the way?
A thief by trade, but I played him so long that I had finished all of the quest lines, so he was a mage, warrior, assassin, leader of all of those guilds.
The leader of the Fighters Guild is leader of the Mage Guild.
Yeah.
And also joining us is Keith.
Well, I'm still not sure which one it was. It was either Oot for World of Warcraft, who was my Dwarven Priest, or Nightblade, who was my Katana regeneration scrapper for City of Heroes. Both were played for at least a couple years. I don't even know which one I played the most.
And also joining us is Phil.
I just logged in to check. It would be my Night Elf Hunter in World of Warcraft. Came to 51 days and 16 hours.
That's it?
It doesn't seem like a lot.
That's actual play time.
How many hours?
1,240 hours.
Okay, yeah, that is a lot since I only put 250 hours in Oblivion.
Okay, and next on the list is Bob.
It was either from City of Heroes, my super strength tanker, or my guy from Asheron's Call 2, Stumpy, my Lugian berserker.
Lugian?
Lugian, yes. There was a race of like stone giants.
Did they
that
have
was a playable
lots
class.
of mucus buildup?
It was either Lugian or Lugian. I never really knew how to pronounce it correctly.
Let's say Lugian, because
Okay.
Lugian sounds dumb. Lugian.
Unfortunately, I don't play as many MMOs as you guys play.
Yeah, but how many hours have you logged editing? That's a game.
That's a game. I don't know what the character's name would be.
Chad.
Okay.
I spent the most time leveling Chad. Editing +1.
The only games I played that actually had characters with stats and that kind of stuff. Well, not stats, but factors that I could see how much I played it was like in the old Wing Commander games, you could get your kill board and see how many kills you had. And I remembered I kept playing missions over and over and over again because I didn't kill everyone myself. My wingman actually killed people. During the fight, I would order them to break off and go somewhere else while I take on all the bad guys. Killed many thousands and thousands.
No, don't follow. I'll take them. Oh, great. Here he goes again, showing off.
This week on the GamerCast Network. This week, the Gamertag radio staff podcasts live from the Major League Baseball 2K8 video game tournament in Miami, Florida. What will they have to say about this year's MLB 2K8 game? Listen to episode number 136 for all the details. Boost your gamer score with the latest tips from Achievement Junkie. Tune into Podtacular for the biggest stories in the unofficial Halo universe. Does the game always have to innovate? The kids at Uncle Gamer discuss that very topic this week. This week on Sarcastic Gamer, Doc, Dave, and Lotto are excited about the new Undertow expansion, and what would Call of Duty 4 be like if it was an MMO? Tune in for details. Discover the website that brings you all these great episodes and headlines at GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
I have a quick question. I even brought this up before. How the hell do you guys ruin Diablo 2? Can you explain what the hell that means?
We had played it so much. We knew exactly how to power level a guy, exactly where all the quests were. Don't read that quest because it's dumb because we've all read it 10,000 times. So here, just go here, touch this thing, go over here. Okay, now standing back while you kill this there, you've gained 40 levels. And he was like,
Yeah.
well, what just happened? That wasn't any fun.
The thing is by the time Diablo 2 came out, I didn't have a machine that could run it. And by the time I got one, these guys had been playing Diablo long enough that they had essentially mastered it. They didn't do quests to level. They did the quests to advance the story so that they could get to the end game, which is where all the
quickly
good
as
loot
possible. Right.
Basically, I was just running through. I'm like, hold on, I want to read this quest. I'm like, no, you don't. Just follow us. Oh, okay. So that's kind of how they ruined it. It wasn't a lot of fun because I couldn't experience the game. All I was doing was running to the end.
Okay, so you killed Diablo 2 for Ivan in the way that most people kill WoW for you guys. Because don't like people who just keep doing the power leveling? They have their strategies on how to play the game.
They ruin it different. Because I honestly don't really care about the story of this game. What I don't want to do is stand in the back and not do anything. It really doesn't matter to me if I do or do not have the Uber gear. In fact, I'm kind of not looking forward to hitting 70 because I know from experience that I hate doing gear runs. And if I have no skills on my guy to advance, I'll tend to lose interest very, very quickly. I'm perfectly happy being level 40 and doing little dumb quests rather than doing all the Uber 40-man raid stuff. I like doing the quest for some reason. Gives some sense of accomplishment, even if it's just like, here's your 10 experience points. Thank you. Undercity is in your debt.
Yeah, that in an instance, you can't run into like 5 little things that are 5 levels lower than you and try to do flips and jumps and do a face plant off the Thunder Bluff or whatever. And then Keith will do his little levitation thing where he just floats down. And
I just tried that today with Keith. I got a skill for my cat, and it's supposed to reduce damage from falling. So I thought, well, I wonder how high I can be before I actually die. So I tried it again today, and needless to say, even from the top of the 1,000 Needles lift, I still died. And Keith was like, why did you just jump off?
I wanted to see cat toys land on their feet.
Next topic.
We can get into the depressing news. There was a death in the gaming realm over the past week. Co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons, Gary Gygax, passed away.
He failed his saving throw versus death.
You could almost say he founded the whole role-playing thing. I mean, if it wasn't for him, computer role-playing games wouldn't be where they are today.
No role-playing would be where it is today.
There wouldn't be role-playing. Maybe
Just
there
in the
would have
bedroom.
been. Yeah. I'm a police officer.
I'm a naughty, naughty nurse. And when I say that, I mean me. Not my girlfriend. Me.
did he die a rich man, though?
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Well, didn't he help form TSR or something like that?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what his deal was. Did he just invent D&D, sell it, and then okay, whatever?
He was the founder of TSR. I think he's always been involved because he actually was a writer for D&D. He wrote some books in the D&D universes.
All right, if you could ask him any one question about original Dungeons & Dragons, what would it be?
Why did you make us roll the stats in order? You evil, evil man.
Why a 4-sided dice? Because when you step on those things, they freaking hurt.
Remember, first edition came with little, very, very cheap blue dice.
Yeah. It was that really bad plastic where the edges would chip. You could just
It wouldn't
smash down the
roll
one
properly.
side to get it to always land that way. Another 20, yay! It's my critical rolling dice.
Ah, well, he's dead, and his legacy is now living on in Dungeons & Dragons Storm. What's the thing called?
Stormreach.
Stormreach, there
His
you go.
legacy is being carried on by all 3 people still playing.
I saw a very disturbing thing in the store. What the hell was it called? D&D, sexual adventures or something? And it was an entire rule book based for naughty D&D.
Wait, is this an official D&D thing?
Yes, it was official. It had rules and stuff. The spells were called Innocence of the Virgin. You'd lose all your sexual knowledge. They had pictures of elves that would had their boobies showing and stuff. Little half porn pictures. And they weren't drawings, they were just photographs of some not terribly attractive chicks.
I think this is it. That thing?
Yeah, that's the one with that ugly, nasty succubus.
This is called the Book of Erotic Fantasy.
Does that actually have a Dungeons & Dragons logo anywhere on it?
Yeah, it's an official licensed product.
It was an official licensed product. From one article here, they said they lost the license eventually. It's no longer official, but it was at one time official.
Chapter 5, Items, is the kinkiest chapter. From the mundane to the magical, all sorts of interesting goods are covered. The birth control device in these chapters have different chances of success than they did in Chapter 2.
Ah.
There's also cost charts for services, from innocent masseuse to renting your OBDSM partner.
Wow.
Maybe this is what killed Mr. Gygax.
It may.
If it didn't, he's rolling in his grave.
Okay, we can move on. I think that's a good way to end it right there with erotic D&D. Ugh.
That's never a good way to end anything.
No.
Next topic.
Do you know who Ziff Davis is?
Magazine publisher.
Actually, they're more than magazines. They actually also handle the oneup.com. that whole website.
But they mainly do magazines, which is why they're going out of business, right?
Yes, they have two major gaming magazines that most people know of. That's Electronic Gaming Monthly, EGM, and Games for Windows magazine. And this last week, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I guess they have something in the area of debt between $500 million and $1 billion.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, Chapter 11 is bankruptcy protection, meaning we don't want to go out of business. So we're filing this thing. Keith would probably explain it better. Oh my God, $500 million is a lot to try and get back.
Yes, they are hoping right now to try and restructure and reduce their costs and try and get some money.
They don't have the normal things that you would restructure with. Like, there's not assets to sell off, that kind of stuff.
They could sell off their magazines, but no one's going to buy a magazine.
Is this a sign that video game magazines are going away?
They don't provide news anymore. By the time you get a magazine, the news is already obsolete, so they can't really provide news. And even reviews, you're just going to go online. All they can really provide is interviews and stuff.
The way of magazine, unless it's like Playboy or Maxim or something, and that wasn't even said as a joke, really people don't care about them. Yeah. Because you can get all the news online.
Well, I guess you guys don't read magazines that much.
They're good for bath.
That's what a DS was for. That means Nintendo done. Let me tell you, I'm puzzle questing after this show for about 10 minutes.
I still play Puzzle Quest on the DS, huh?
It's great for taking a crap.
Next topic.
Yes, sorry folks, the show is dying. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my damnedest. I would think after you guys play one of your Warcraft sessions before we record the show, you'd be all pumped and ready instead of all being limp and
flaccid.
It's like that with most of my sessions.
We don't like to cuddle, Chad, sorry.
We done? Okay.
Unless you're going to make me a sandwich. No, all right.
Let's talkie, more sandwich.
Okay, here. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to have to do the story now. A new Nintendo DS game out of Japan.
How many different types of
Stinky Panty Raider
14-year-old girls do you have to molest in this one?
This is a DS game for girls.
Where you molest other girls?
No,
that
no.
are just in sailor outfits and bikinis?
No.
Where to aim the mace, where to bring the knee.
No. Here you go.
I like guessing. This is more fun.
This is a game where you play a girl who goes to a new school.
A nude school?
Gets raped?
Nude.
By tentacles?
No.
Are you in a cowboy outfit?
No. This is
you fight zombies with a sword?
No.
How large are my breasts?
Triple D at least. Is that a size? Because I think it is.
So you go to the new school, and at this new school, I guess there is a group of boys there. And these boys are involved somehow in some sort of underground fight club kind of thing.
And the reward is your stinky panties? We're really not going to let this go.
Here is what you do. The character you play wants to hook up with the boys. And after a boy has a bout, you must scrub him and massage him down. So you see his half-naked body sitting there, and you gotta use the stylus and wipe the sweat off his body and give him a massage.
with a happy ending.
You want a happy ending?
Let me see. Just the picture. Copy link location. There you go. That one you have some pictures of the game. And there's a trailer there for it too. Suffer. Yeah, see?
You sure that's a guy or just a really small boobied girl? Because I don't see any body hair. Of course, I don't see any nipples either.
If you watch the trailer there, it is a guy. There you go. You forced me to do that to you.
This no what? F***ing Asians.
Wait, where is it? Check out the game's trailer. Okay. I have no sound because I can't hear when I'm...
You don't need sound.
How are these dudes in a fight club? Wouldn't they just get broken in half? More nipple. Scrub the nipple more. Make him smile.
Can I scrub him till he bleeds?
Ooh, ouch.
You know, if you could choose what to scrub him with, that'd be fun, you know.
Like a cheese grater?
Ooh.
Steel wool.
Unfortunately, this game's not coming to America.
Oh, damn.
Next topic.
And joining us very late in the show is Tom. Tom, from all your days of playing role-playing games, or games where you have a character, what is the character that you worked on the longest?
Unfortunately, my mudding character, Rosencrantz from the Arcadia.net mud, probably put more time into him than I did my undergraduate degree.
Wow.
Which is why I suck at what I do and I work the weekends.
How long? What's the approximate amount of time?
Probably at my peak, I would probably say I put 40 hours a week into them.
40 hours a week?
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, but think about it: 6 to 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday each day. That's
the
what,
weekends
16,
where you're
20
not
hours?
doing other stuff.
It does seem kind of high. It was a lot. I'll just say it was a lot.
An uncomfortable amount of time. How's that?
Yeah. He was pretty awesome. He had 2 pitch black flaming long swords that I was able to enchant to like +7, which was really tough because
Really?
every time you
And,
enchanted a piece of armor in the mud.
You're sure they were black, huh?
Yeah, Tom, you sure those swords were black in that text-based mud?
Well, as you know, as it was described, you had to use your imagination back in the day. This was the '90s, you know.
Next topic.
Plans for a new MMO.
Fail. It's not Warcraft.
From the CEO of Activision. He said in a call to analysts that there is a possibility of a MMO based on Call of Duty.
Duty. That's a load of crap.
That's a load of duty.
Now, an MMO, probably not necessarily an MMO role-playing game, maybe an MMO first-person shooter based on Call of Duty. What do you think about that?
Like World War II, the MMO.
I don't know.
Is
How
that
the
basically-
should I know?
You're the one who brought it up.
All the guy said was Call of Duty. He did not say what version of Call of Duty.
No, sir, I don't like it. What is
No,
the point
honestly-
of an MMO shooter?
I don't know. Let's ask Hellgate.
I think Call of Duty 4 kind of does that now with their whole progression scheme that they have built into the game where you have to level up, do like mini games to progress and get the better weapons and the...
You know, we're talking a massively multiplayer game where you will be taking on hundreds of people at a time, like PlanetSide was supposed to, except it sucked back in the day. Apparently it's better now, but they probably got better too late.
I can honestly say, for me, this is a pile of what's in my ass right now.
Yeah.
But for someone like Tom, I could see this being enjoyable.
If it covers the Japanese campaign, because I see a lot of synergy between like the Baton Death March and grinding in an MMO, it's just very similar.
I wasn't even saying that to be a knock on you, Tom. I'm just saying, you're a shooter guy, and I could see this being something that you would enjoy. Playing a shooter with hundreds of people, whereas I look at that and go, whatever.
Do you need the role-playing aspect of it, or you just don't like the fact that it's all first-person shooter stuff?
I hate the fact that it's World War II. Let it go.
No, if it wasn't World War II,
It'd be Hellgate.
irrelevant in the setting. It's a shooter. If it's Call of Duty, it's either going to be World War II or modern day. They didn't say what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be.
I hope it's Civil War. Bang! And put in the powder, and put in the ball, and stuff
Tip it on down.
Now set the wick, and cut it back, and pow! Alright, and put in the powder.
Your level would be easily identifiable by the size of your sideburns. Like newbies are clean shaven, and then by the time you're done, you got just like mutton chops to all hell.
Wait, doesn't Activision own Blizzard now? And I was just on Blizzard.com and I saw they were hiring a new software developer for, quote, next-gen MMO. Huh? See? Something going on here.
See, unfortunately, the Blizzard next gen literally means next generation. Like 10 years from now, we'll have a new MMO.
Yeah, their next gen has a whole different meaning. No, we mean next gen in the more literal sense.
Like once you've had children and they can play MMOs, they'll be able to enjoy this.
Next topic.
Actually, Activision saying this was very weird. Activision had said a week earlier that no one can compete with Warcraft unless you're willing to put in $500 million at least as an investment into a new MMO.
That's retarded.
You know what, though? I agree with that. That's what everybody said when Microsoft came into the console picture. Oh, they can't compete. You know what? If you throw enough at the wall, something's going to stick. And if the happens to be money, you have a shot of winning.
This happens to be an Xbox 360. I mean,
I mean, if you just throw enough money at it, it'll work.
Is that really what it's going to take out WoW? I mean, I know we've talked about this on and off a couple times in the past couple episodes.
Yes. It's going to take millions of dollars.
No, not if you're the Chinese, then you just make an edict saying that no American MMOs can be sold here.
It's got to be something original and something different from a fantasy realm.
People don't want original and different, though. People say they do, but they don't.
World of Warcraft is not original or different.
It's not new, it's improved.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there's not a lot to improve on in World of Warcraft.
Best you can hope for is change genre. Lord of the Rings, for example, Bob and I played. It was a very good MMO. It was very solid and everything it had to be, but you just kept going, this is like Warcraft. I'm sure that when Warhammer comes out, is going to be Warcraft, just in Warhammer world. And you're not going to topple something when the best you can offer is the same.
You need something even bigger than World of Warcraft. Like Star Wars, but they tried Star Wars.
They also tried Star Wars poorly. If they would have made Star Wars the way like Warcraft is, everyone would be playing Star Wars Galaxies and not World of Warcraft.
Is WoW kind of like, I'm looking for an analogy here, and this is kind of a reach, but is it kind of like the MySpace of MMOs where MySpace and Facebook are it? That's all you get in social networking now, and kind of, I guess you could say the same thing between like EverQuest and WoW. Is it going to take some new version of EverQuest to suck people back?
At this point, I don't even know, because people have sunk so much time and effort into it.
And the fact that Blizzard is smart and keeps raising the level cap, so like even though you max out your guys, just wait a half a year, you'll be able to play them again.
Exactly. You have a level 70 guy, you're like, you know what, I'm just going to play another one for the time being until the next expansion comes out.
Yeah, I think what it's going to take, and this is a huge stretch, is it's going to take an MMO to be really good and Blizzard to screw up Warcraft so that people actually have some incentive to leave.
I think you guys didn't see the latest Age of Conan trailer. They showed some trailer where the guy was hacking heads off and hacking limbs off and doing all kinds of whirly stuff.
All I can say is it's going to fail. And the people are morons for not seeing that it was going to fail before they even tried to start doing it. If Tolkien's world isn't good enough to pull people away from Warcraft, Conan's world sure as hell isn't good enough to pull people away from it.
When I saw the gameplay trailer for it, it didn't even like try to be kind of like over the top, like everybody's half naked and all the girls have gigantic boobs and everything else. It was like really kind of realistic looking, and like there's just a lot of blood spraying everywhere. I think they could have gone well to go just total 80s barbarian standing on top of a mountain with barely a loincloth covering his junk and a giant ass battle axe.
I just thought of something that might topple World of Warcraft. Make World of Sims, where you actually...
You know what? Yeah, if everybody could play their Sims in the same world.
Exactly. And like you actually could go into work and work an 8-hour day and go home and make dinner and then fight with your wife, smack your kid around,
beat the dog.
Smack your kid around. No, just like a normal day. Just smack your kid around, beat your wife.
Next topic.
Voicemail bag. Voicemail bag.
We got 2 calls this week. One was a wrong number.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Rock the hell on.
This is the Department of Public Safety, and this message is for Randall supposed to return his phone call. Bye.
And next piece of voicemail.
Hi, my name is David from Canada. I was wondering, my friend gave me Vampire Rain for my birthday, and I've been hearing that it's a really bad game. I have a mind to return it, but I'm afraid that he would get his feelings hurt. Should I return it? Thanks.
This game is so bad, it's worth hurting his feelings.
Go ahead and funny because it sounded like a VD or something, like he's trying to like mess up and tell his doctor what happened. Yeah, this budding, he gave me Vampire Rain. It's really itchy. Do I let my, a girlfriend know? Jesus. I'm really
Should I call my past lovers just so that, they're aware that I've got
Should
Vampire
I let people on my
Rain?
friends list know that, I didn't buy this? It's not my fault, but, I just thought you'd be aware that, if you see me on there, I may or may not be playing Vampire Rain, and I'm sorry. I just got to be more careful in who I choose to game with.
Okay, first thing you're going to do is, if your friend listens to the VGS, tell him not to listen to this episode. And then secondly,
Or
make
any
up some
episode,
story like saying that you've rented the game already and you've already beaten it, and thank you for thinking of him, but you're going to trade it in for a different game.
I think the part of the question was he heard it was a bad game, and yes, as Keith had said before, it's a horrible game.
But
Yeah, I think this is
tell
a
your
sign
friend
that like your friend doesn't really like you. Like this is what he says. Like he's trying to tell you something, kid.
Friends don't give friends Vampire Rain.
Dirty hookers do.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
We got a piece of mail here from Kevin, who was responding to our piece last week about the Deadliest Catch game. He was pointing out the fact that the crab fishermen actually do work in severe and harsh conditions. They do have,
Feelings. Don't hurt their feelings.
It doesn't mean it'll make a good video game.
Sewer Worker Sim 2008 is not
I was
something
about to
I
say,
want
the
to
sewer
play.
worker people have a pretty job too.
Literally.
We just don't see any value in come on, it's fishing crab.
Yeah, we better watch out. We're going to get some hate mail from vampires now.
Blah, how dare you say that about my game, blah.
Well, it depends if they make it like Paperboy and like you're going around on the boat and like a shark is like about to like
Paperboy.
go out. And
I remember that game. That was a piece of too.
Mr. Crab Fisherman, don't get offended. We weren't mocking you. I mean, that's like saying being an accountant, that would be a fun video game.
Oh, God.
Your profession wouldn't be a good video game, that's all.
Now, what if it was Asian crab fishermen? See, now that's a whole different game right there.
Oh, just don't accidentally bring a squid onto the boat. You do not want to know what happens.
And finally, last piece of mail. Hello there. In episode 79, probably Keith said, "Now I want to fight Finnish people. They obviously don't want to fight, so I could easily win. Are you sure about that?"
What UFC Finnish guy is now writing the show saying he wants to break me?
Oh, God. Oh, that's good.
This letter was from Hayes in Finland, who sent a picture which details a battle that the Finns fought in World War II with the Soviets. In the battle, the Finnish had 250,000 men, and they fought 1.5 million Soviets. The Finnish lost only 25,000 people. The Soviets lost 250,000 people, and 400,000 are still missing.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to find them at this point.
Finland, be afraid, very afraid. Then I rephrase my statement to be, I want to fight Finnish gamers.
There you go.
I honestly expected this to be some, mixed martial artist guy standing there saying he was
I am
going to
shocked
break me.
somebody from Finland listens to our show. I'm shocked anyone listens to our show, but I'm especially shocked that we get so many people who live far away, I guess, is the statement that I'd like to make.
But the Finnish, though, see, they could talk all big when they're on skis. I'm sure, if they're on a mountain, the skis, there's snow. But you get them on, a grassy plain, and I'll fight any Finn.
Get him on a warm, sandy beach, and, oh, man, I'm all over him.
Next topic.
Before we end the show here, did anybody this week play any games besides Warcraft?
Culdcept Saga is the by the way, if you don't already own it.
Culdcept Saga, yes. This is for the Xbox 360. It's kind of like taking Magic the Gathering and crossing it with Monopoly.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, if you played the demo, you pretty much played the gist of the game. The main difference is you actually get to go around and collect the cards, and then you can build your own decks. I mean, that's one of the best parts of Magic was putting together a sweet deck. I haven't done it online yet, so I don't know.
They actually did a very nice feature for Culdcept Saga online. I don't know how much you've played, Keith, but some of the matches in Culdcept can get very long. Hours. One nice thing they did for the online stuff, say you're playing a match with 3 or 4 guys, and one of them drops, gets pissed off and says, "I'm not going to win," turns the game off. What they do is they have an AI that takes over for that character then. So the game doesn't end for you. You still keep playing and still have the chance to get the cards from that game.
It's kind of cool.
One thing I like about these kind of games is that I get to build this library. It's just very motivating just to keep playing. You might play a really boring match. You still want to get through it because you want to build up your library.
Exactly. It's just really cool when you finish the match and you're like, oh, sweet, I got this. And not knowing any of the cards.
It's like in Magic when a new expansion comes out and you're reading through all the cards and you get new cards. You're like, ooh, what's this one do?
Anything else before we close up shop?
I have one quick thing. Last week we talked about, was from Finland actually, them trying to copyright the term pwnage.
Ah, yes. That didn't make it into last week's show. Basically, a company out of Finland, FutureMark, is trying to trademark the term for use with everything from computer games to ringtones. I take it there was an update to this?
The current status is a non-final action has been mailed. This is a letter from the examining attorney requesting additional information and or making an initial refusal. However, no final determinations as to the registrability of the mark have been made. So I'm reading that as it sounds like somebody looked into it and said, yeah, you're not getting that. That's one of the things I wanted to keep following up on because I think that's tarded. I want to see if it does actually get denied.
I want to make sure it doesn't get through.
That's right. I will do everything in my power.
We have power.
My ass sure does.
And that was Video Game Show episode number 80 for Sunday, March 9th, 2008.
That's a strong ending point right there. Last line of the show, my ass does.
Any ham sandwiches or share dream pies to the world?
Ham sandwich to Chris, because his birthday is on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Chris.
Shattered Dream Pie to everybody in Ohio like me that had to spend 4.5 hours digging their driveway out.
Ham sandwich to people like me who own a Jeep and don't have to shovel anything. We just drive over it. It was so awesome. People have been doing that last night and today. I took out the garbage and I brought my car keys just to see what the damage was like. And I got in my car and there's some guys a couple spots away trying to dig out their Honda or something. And I just put it in 4-wheel drive, backed right out of the snow mound.
Nice.
Oh, Shattered Dream Pie, the guy. I was like in a weird mood last night and I got home and I was like, I'm going to install old school StarCraft and play. And someone pulled the old, I'm going to ally with you and then build cannons in your base and then turn it off. I wasn't even that mad. I was just like, well, okay, I had that coming. Video game karma.
And as always, send your comments, questions, queries, or concerns to the mailbag at videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night.
Well, on this note, giggity goo, grabbing the Nintendo Dun and taking a poo. It's y'all
Very
next week.
nice.